Oh.
And we're live.
Yay!
Yay. Hello, people. Hello, people of the internet, just like Kevin says. So we're here
Stealing
to
my
dis-
intro.
Yes, I know. So we're here to discuss ACOMAF, or A Court of Missing Fury by Sarah J. Maas, and we have a special guest. Her name is Gretchen, and chick reads. So say hi, Rachel. So we're going to discuss that. And as many of you know, we start this discussions or book talks or reviews, I guess you could say, by just telling each other like a little mini review without spoilers and how we rated it, and then we go into in depth, like we talk about certain things. So that's what we're gonna do, and I guess we're gonna start with Kevin.
Okay, so I give this book a 5 out of 5 stars, of course. I felt that at the very beginning it was a bit slow. I've said this a lot of times, that I just felt like nothing was happening. I feel like that's really bad to say that because stuff technically was happening, but I mean as in like an action-packed kind of way. But definitely at the very end it just picks up and I don't want to say anything that's spoilers, but just the end and the last like 100 pages or so definitely picked up the pace. It just made me like it nearly as much as the first one. I don't know if I like it better than the first one. I don't know which one I prefer more, but yeah, definitely just felt it was slow and then it got like really, really good.
Okay, Gretchen.
Obviously, 5 out of 5 stars. I just can't even. My life. I am Faizan trash. Um, I need to have Reese's babies. It's just, it was so good. I thought the beginning was really like well built for the rest of it, because I was kind of iffy as to like how Sarah was gonna portray the whole bonding with Farah going to Reese for a week, but it was really, 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 really good. So yes, 5 out of 5 stars. Actually, a 10. How about that one? 10 out of 5.
Okay, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, obviously. I was very torn for the very few pages, the first pages of the book, because if you guys know, or if you're not aware, last year when we read Akatar, I was all about Tamling, Tamling, and then the first few pages were like, I was talking to Gretchen and we are like, I'm so torn because I love him, but at the same time I'm kind of mad at him at what's happening, and I didn't know how things were going to play out. And then, like in Akatar, we had this relationship, just as Gretchen was saying. I didn't know how the bond was going to be played in this book, and I was scared of that for some reason because I was all about Tamling. And then things started to develop, and you see this kind of development throughout the whole book between Reese and Farah and Tamling and whatnot, and then it just I actually just really shifted really naturally to me, but I enjoyed it a lot. As Kevin said, it was really slow, not like really really slow, but it was kind of slowish. But I didn't really mind it because I guess we needed that in order to just get like the whole picture in the end. And yeah, and the ending was very, very, what is it called? Heart racing. Like Gretchen knows about this because I was talking to her throughout my whole experience, and I cried, and I was yelling, and I was mad, and yeah, we'll get into that. But overall, I really, really enjoyed the book, and I'm really excited for the third one. And yeah, that's pretty much all I know. Well, talk. So we're going to go now into spoilers, I guess you could say. And if you have not read the book, so I'll guess this is fine. Go read the book and then come back and watch this. So okay, let's start. Who wants to begin?
I think we need to talk like a certain part to begin with. Or else we're just going to go on a big rampage.
Okay. Okay, Gretchen, what do you want to talk about first?
I
And then
think we should start off, I guess, like in the first parts of the book, as in like how Tamlin is Tam the Tool. Like, why? Why, Tamlin? Why did you break my heart?
I was reading on Tumblr, like a lot of like, when you go to the tag
Mhm.
ACOMAF or Accord Mist and Fury. I was reading through Tumblr and I saw this post about a girl who had read Accord of Mist and Fury and loved it and was in love with Tamlin, and then she reread it in order to get ready for ACOMAF for Accord of Mist and Fury. And she read it and she was like very confused. Like she was like all about Tamlin and she felt like he was used to made us like he was used to like how can I explain? He was used to make himself look bad so that we favored Risen in a way. And I was like, that's how I felt with Warner from the Shadow Me series and Adam.
Mhm.
But then as I read more about her review or her thoughts, she said she read Akatar like 3 more times or 2 more times. I'm like, whoa, that's dedication. But she read it like 2 or 3 more times, and she was saying that we were sold Tamlin as this person, that he would protect Farah, and that's what Farah needed at the time. But at the same time, she actually saw Tamlin for who he really was, because he's very controlling. She's like, I even saw that. I mean, we know that from A Court of Mist and Fury that he was very controlling. He wanted everything to do his way. He'd never let Farah do this and that. And then she's like, but we didn't see that in Akatar. And she's like, yeah, we did. Like it was just masked between all the things that he was doing for Farah, and we were just all so in love with him, and like, oh my
Mhm.
God, he's protecting her, and he's all like out of love, but it really wasn't, and I'm just like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Like that was basically all my thoughts while I was reading, like right after I finished ACOMAF, because I was like, it's true, and we had Tamlin painted at this warrior type of person who was very protective, and he had all this pain and loss and whatnot, just like Farah did in some sense. And at that time, it seemed like that's what Farah needed, but that was just a facade that we saw from Tamlin, and it wasn't really the him that we already know from right now. So it was kind of hard to read that because like I said, like I really love Tamlin, and then we read that, and I was just like, okay.
I was so scared for Ilse. Like, when she was reading ACOMAF, I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna hate this book.
I thought that too.
I was really afraid I was going to, because I was so hesitant. Like I was so Team Tamlin. I love Tamlin like for a year, and then I read this, and I'm just like, I think I even I told you, Rich, and I was like, I feel so torn. Like
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm not pissed off. I'm disappointed in him that he would do this or he would think this, and I'm just like, why, Tamlin? Why?
Like,
But
you idiots.
I know, I was like, idiot! Oh, you stupid, can't you see this? But yeah, it was really hard reading it, to be honest. Like I didn't cry. I was mostly mad and disappointed, but it was really, really hard reading it because I really believed Tamlin had all these qualities as a character, and then all of a sudden we were being shown a completely different Tamlin from Akatar, and I was just like, who is this person? Like, this is not the Tamlin that I knew or that I read about in a previous book. So I was really disappointed, but well, things happen in the book.
I think like with the first book, Sergio Mas is like trying to make us think that Tamlin is supposed to be the beast from the Beauty and the Beast. So like he's supposed to be the big like lovable person that you're supposed to love. And then like in this book she's kind of just like, well, this isn't a Beauty and the Beast retelling anymore. That's not the good guy that you thought he was from Beauty and the Beast. It's a different Tamlin altogether and all that kind of stuff. That's what I don't know, that's why like my opinions on that is.
I feel like it is kind of like a retelling. I think that in the end, I think Reese could be portrayed as the Beast more or so because he had to play this facade of him being like this cool person for others to like be feared of him and whatnot, to do all these things to protect his people and so on. but in the end, he's like this. He has this softer side that he cannot let other people see because he has this reputation to keep on to, just like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Like he has done this because of the people that have judged him and whatnot. And I'm just like, me, Reason has been the Beast all along.
I think too that like she also had with ACOMAF, she had like a whole lot of like Hades and Persephone like retelling, and then I'm like, okay, maybe Tamlin is actually the Gaston. I think that's you say his name, and like you said, it'll say Reese is actually like the Beast, and I'm just like, oh my god, it all makes sense now.
Yeah, like I feel like Tamling, like I said, it's like they showed us parts of Tamling that we wanted to see to make us fall in love with him, and I'm totally okay with it. I mean, it happens in books, I guess. But people,
Sarah J. Maas books.
yeah, I know. Like, but people were so mad at it, and I think the reason why I was very scared of reading this book is that the people that were reading it or that had read it were comparing it so much to the Shatter Me series that I was so scared.
I don't understand why.
A lot of people love the Shatter Me series, and they love this book, and I hate the Shatter Me series. But I love the sequel, and I love the series, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, am I really gonna hate this book? Like, am I what? I'm just. And then a friend here, sent me a message, and she was like, I don't know if you're gonna like the book because now I understand why you were so mad at Warner when you were reading the Shatter Me series, and I'm like, oh god, I was so scared. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? She's like, they're doing the exact same thing to Tamling, and I'm just like, oh my god. I swear I was so scared.
Have you guys? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, go ahead. I forgot. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Have you guys read the Grisha trilogy?
Yeah, I have.
I read the first book and then I didn't like it. So.
Well, someone had compared it to like the whole Alina
Darkling?
and the Darkling, and I was like, whoa. Like, no, that is not correct, because I'm like all like about Alina and the Darkling, and I don't see the comparison. I'm like, listen, could we just leave Reese and Farah in their own little cubicle and let's not put in other fictional characters? Can we just not?
I think I could see the whole Alina and the Darkling thing going on. Like, personally, the first book, I think, or the first half of the second book as well, I was like, oh, the Darkling, yes, I like it. But then things started happening, and I was just like, okay, maybe no, like, dude, stop. Like, he was being so forward with Alina that I was just like, no, don't do that. It's creepy. Like, stop. And I understand why people would have found the Darkling like a more fitted love interest, I guess you could say. But I just can't do that. I can't. But Reese, like, I think I was reading the book by like the very beginning, like me being Farah, and I was going through what Farah was going through, and I was in her shoes, and I would understand why she was feeling this way. And then as things started to go with Reese, I was like, okay, and I was still hesitant, like she was, like I was calling him prick, I was calling him asshole, like the scene where he's like, okay, well, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna teach you how to read, how to write, or how to read, and I'm just like, okay, this asshole is still an asshole, but that was sweet. I was like, that was sweet, but still an asshole to me. But
Reese is gorgeous.
I know he is, but I'm just saying, like, he's still an asshole to me. I know. But I feel like it was a nice transition, like, to see like the two sides of the coin about how Farah was feeling about Tamlin, how she was feeling about Riz, and how she just started feeling feelings for Reese. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of liking him. Okay. So then after, I think my pivotal moment for when I actually fell in love with him was when he was telling her like everything from like when they met, when they did this, and then I was like, okay, I'm
Sobbing,
sobbing.
sobbing.
I love you. You're my. I don't care if your mate. I want to be your mate. Like I don't. I just. Yeah. I was gone from that point on for Raisin. Like I was head over heels for Raisin at that time. But yeah, I mean that's just the beginning. I mean I think we already drifted off a little bit. Like in the beginning, but that's just it. Like I just felt like it was a nice transition. I mean even though we didn't see Tamlin like a whole lot throughout the book, even like I think it was only like the few first chapters. I think we could get a sense about how Tamlin and Fair were just not
They were
doing it.
not there. They were not. Like, she even said it too in the first few chapters how she thought Beyonce, I think
Mhm.
that's her name,
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
better suited for him. And I was just like, whoa, like, you're about to get married to this guy and this is what you're thinking? Like, you don't recognize it, but you do not love him. Like,
Yeah, I was very thrown off by that, but then I was like, okay, maybe something else is gonna play.
yeah. And then I like really I fell in love with Reese when Tamlin had locked her in the house and she
Mhm.
was screaming and he went to go save her. That's when I was like, Reese, I love you.
Okay, so we have a question or something. Well, it's City of Waya books. Hi. It says I have to admit, early in book 2, I fell for Risen. In book 1, I seriously hated him and loved Tambling. My heart was destroyed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was destroyed. I was destroyed. But yeah, it's just like you said. I think, I think that's when I started falling out of love with Tamlin was when he was really disregarding Farrah's feelings and what she was going through, her PTSD and all that stuff. And I was like, how can you not notice, like, what is happening around you and what she's feeling? Like, you're supposed to be her equal or her second in, I don't know, her second in all of this, and you're not noticing all of these little details. And I was just so mad at the fact that he wanted to like make everything better with sex. And I was just like,
I know.
no,
Or like, why
no.
are you there? Like when she's throwing up in the middle of the night, like, and you're just there sleeping your ass off. Like, what? Where are you? Like, like, baby, are you okay? Do you need anything? Like, what?
Exactly.
Where are you? No, he's just sleeping. And sometimes, like, from what I read in the book, from what I understood, they wouldn't even like sleep in the same room. I was
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like,
that's strange.
what?
that was stupid.
Like, what? What? You guys are like in love with each other, but you guys don't sleep in the same room? I'm like, alright.
Maybe Tamling
Okay.
is like old fashioned and don't sleep with each other. I mean, in the
So
same
we
bed
got
until they're
married.
married. I guess I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that the thing that my pivotal point was, like you said, was when he locked her in the house. That was like the thing that I was just like, no. And I think I had to stop myself and read it because I was just thinking, you are so stupid.
Uh-huh.
Like you know that she has all of these things going on, and you decide to fucking.
Yeah.
I was so mad. And then Lucia just kind of like walks away. I think that's
I
what
was
pissed me
even mad
off the
at
most.
Lucian too. I was mad at Lucian.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Kevin. You haven't
I was
talked.
so mad at Lucian because I like from book 1, Lucian was like one of my favorite characters. I was so
Mhm.
excited to read about him in book 2. I was like, we're gonna get more of Lucian. It's gonna develop, and then like she was like, look, help me, get him to like let me come out, and then he'd try, and then he'd just back off, and I was like, Lucian, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Step
like
up.
yeah, and I just hated how Lucian was just so shut down by Tamlin. Like, I mean, I know that like he's a person he trusts and everything, but
Mhm.
above that, they're supposed to be friends or best friends, and then he talks down on her, and I'm just like, dude, don't let him talk to you like that. I mean, I know he's your high lord or whatever, but don't talk to him like that.
Mhm.
But I was just so mad at that time. But I was so happy that recent came and got her because I was like, thank God.
I
Like
was
I was
so
scared for Farah at that
happy.
point. I
I
Like,
didn't.
love
go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, I love the part where he's like, when like she's at the wedding and he just comes and gets her and he's just like, "Oh hi, Farrah, darling."
Oh my god, yes.
Then like I started laughing so just the word darling.
I was like cringing. I didn't actually really want them to get married. I was like, oh my gosh, she's walking down the aisle in this hideous dress. I was like, they can't get
just by Farrah saying that she hated the dress, that she hated
Uh-huh.
all of this, you could tell that she did not want to get married. So I was so like there with her. I was like, okay, I know. I felt comfortable for her. So I was like, I was just like, okay, if this is really happening, like I'm just like, okay, Farrah, go.
And then in my head, I'm like, wait, but what? Why? In the first few chapters, I'm like, why haven't we seen Reese and picking Farrah up from, their like bond?
I knew.
And then,
I knew that reason was gonna come when the wedding was on. Like, I mean, it was so obvious that it was gonna happen because I knew that reason wanted to piss off Tamling some way somehow, and he knew how to do it. He knew how to do it and when to do it.
Reese is like, his brains. Hello.
I know. But at the same time, but then when he kind of like confessed everything to Farrah, when Farrah was like, I needed to get you, and I'm like, okay, you needed to get her, okay.
You got her now.
I know. But yeah, I just really liked how she had a choice with Reese, and that just made it so much. Like, that made me like Reese a lot more, or like at least give him the benefit of a doubt at least while reading the book. So, but yeah, I Tamling is just, I don't know what did happen with him. Like I've read.
Freak.
Yeah, I've read. Well, people have told me. I was talking to this with a person last night on Tumblr that apparently he's going to have a redemption arc in the next book, and I'm okay with it as long as he doesn't beg for Farrah to go back to him, because that's just, dude, have some pride.
Listen, he can beg, he can do whatever he wants, but Farrah needs to stay with Reese. All I need to say.
Exactly. I mean, he could have his redemption arc all he wants, but I just want him to go with pride and just, keep your pride, man. Keep it. Just.
One of my friends is like still Team Tamlin.
Oh my god!
Like she before I even read it, she was just like, I don't know who you're going to be on team on, but I'm still Team Tamlin. I was just like, okay. Then I finished it. I was like, wait, how are you still Team Tamlin? And she was just like, I feel like he's really misunderstood. And I was like, no, he isn't.
No, he isn't. Such an asshole.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean,
like, no.
Oh no, I cannot be Team Tamling anymore. No. I mean, I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't. I mean, I love Tamling. I think I told you this, Christian. I love Tamling, and I love his character. I love him as a character and all, and I love how complex he is at the same time. But I don't want him to be with Farrah. I don't think they're a match. I don't think they're equals. I think we already saw that they're not equals in this book, but I want the best for him, but Farrah is not it, even if he feels that way. I do not believe Farrah is right for him at all. I don't even think Ianthe is better than for him either, but no.
I just think at this point, especially with what Tamlin did in like the last 100 pages, was it? Or last 50 pages?
Yeah.
Like, there's just, I don't get how him and Farrah can ever connect, because I feel like in the third book we're gonna see Lucien and Farrah team up and just crap up with Tamlin.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this, Gretchen, about the whole Lucien and Farrah thing. I think that Lucien is going to try to get redemption on how he treated Farrah at the same time, because Farrah was telling him, like, talk to him, tell him that I want to help, tell him that I want to do this, like, let him do this, like, I want to do all these things, but he's not letting me talk to him, help. And I think that all the times that he shut Farrah out, I think that Lucien is going to try to make up for it, and I'm really hoping that we see more of that, or that we see that. So
Especially now that he has Elaine as a mate, and that's Farrah's sister. He has to make amends with, you know,
oh
his
my god,
sister-in-law.
I remember reading that and just going like, wait, what?
Like, no, wait, but I wanted Lucian and Nesta. Wait, never mind. Now I want Nesta with Cassian.
Hey, hi Ross. Sorry, Ross made it on time for the live show.
Oh,
Hi,
hi.
Ross. He's so happy with it. Okay. I'm
with
just
the part where like not Elaine, Lucian is just like to Elaine, "You are my mate." That was like, I thought that line was just really cringy. The way it was said, it was just like, "You are my mate."
Like out of nowhere. It wasn't even like.
Yeah, it was like, oh.
It wasn't even a transition. It was just like boom. I was like, oh.
I
It was
know
like,
exactly. That's why I was so shocked. That's why I was so shocked because I was like, wait, like what? This just happened and what?
Yeah, you're just like, okay, that escalated.
But wait, we just found out Elaine and Nesta are now freaking fairies. Now you're gonna tell me that that's also
Okay, I need to talk about that scene because I mean I know this is the end, but I need to talk about it. And I talked this with Gretchen when we were FaceTiming right when I finished it. I feel like that scene, it's like it's like the Mortal Kombat scene in the Shadowhunter world where you like drink from it and you ascend to be a Shadowhunter. This felt like that.
Oh my god, yes.
It felt like like they put themselves or drink from the cauldron or whatever, and you know what? Oh, woo, you're a fairy now. You're a fae, and I'm just like. Wait a minute, is this like the Shadowhunters going on? I was like, oh my god, it's like that. Yeah, I was freaking out. It totally just made sense in that area. And I was scared for one of the sisters that it was, because she was like, oh my god, she's so special, she's gonna be alright. And then when nothing was happening, I was like, oh my god, she's dead. I was like, oh my god, she's gonna die. Like, oh my god, like, what's happening? But yeah, I just needed to point that out, that it was just like that. That's what I was picturing when that happened. I was like, it's like the Shadowhunter thing. Okay, so we have Lillian. She says, Tamlin first fits the quote perfectly about people being like seasons, not meant to stay. Spring gun came and went, and by Tamlin. It's true.
Yes.
Then we have City Away. She says, I want to see Lucian take back the Autumn Court. Then he and Farrah can rain hellfire on the Spring Court.
Yeah.
I really am up for like the Lucian and Farrah tag team.
Yeah.
Yes, I want that.
And then Ross says, Tamlin best keep his hands to himself from now on, or I'll be up there, claws out. Okay.
Well,
I'll be right there with you, Ross. Don't worry. I won't hurt him though. I want him to be okay, but not with him and Farrah. Either way. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that ending with the whole Mortal Cup thing going on. I mean, I was freaking out, and I think Gretchen knew this already. I mean, Gretchen knows all of the process that I went through with this book because I was just talking to her over. But yeah, what else do you want to talk about?
Can we discuss theories? Can we discuss Nesta, Elaine, and Farrah's dad? And how
yes.
I think he is more than what we see.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. You start. I'll follow along. Go ahead.
I don't really have any theories. I'll just agree.
Well, because I don't know if you guys if you guys follow ACOMAF on Tumblr, it's real. Like the fandom is real. So while I was reading the book, I just kept having this feeling where I was like, why would the dad leave these two girls that are not adults alone, like, all the time? And then Nesta, I feel like she knows so much more than what Farrah and Elaine know about the whole family. So, I don't know, I just get this feeling, like, is Farrah's dad, like, maybe he's Fae, or maybe he's working with Highburn, or it's just something's going on.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the dad has to play a role in all of this because, like you said, like he's missing like a lot.
A lot, way
and
too much.
yeah, way too much. And I feel like he does know more than he meets the eye.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like we never. I mean, I cannot remember if in Akatar we talked about the mother, and I'm not really sure what the mother has played in all this. But I'm just like something has to do with the family, and just like the Mortal Cup thing, like
Mhm.
you need it. Something needs to happen to in order to click with the whole cauldron thing. But I'm just like I don't know.
Or like, what if their mom is like the mortal queen that we never got to see because she was sick?
No.
Exactly. I don't know, but something's gonna play out with the
With
dad.
the
Yeah,
parents,
it
yeah.
has to happen with the
Yeah.
parents, either the mom or the dad, in the end, because this is not coincidence.
No, and I
This is not
feel
coincidence,
like
especially
oh.
when Rison was saying that he had flashes of someone painting, and I was just like, wait a minute, Pharaoh. I was like,
Mhm.
what? So yeah, I don't know. Something needs to be played out here. It's gonna happen. I don't know how or what, but it's going to
Mhm.
happen.
But I feel like now that Nesta is a fairy and she's like in the night court with the rest of the squad. Sorry, they're my squad. Squad goals. Um, I feel like maybe in the third book we will get more of Nesta's story, and maybe it's a way of her opening up, and maybe us understanding why Nesta is the way she is.
hmm
I don't know. Maybe. I hope so.
I read that Sarah is planning to write about all the characters, like literally like all the characters. I don't know if we're gonna get like points of view of each character, but I know that we're going to like get to read more
Mhm.
about those characters, especially Nesta and Blaine. So Ross says that what if Farrah gets pregnant with Tamlin and thinks the baby is his? I don't think. I do not think that that Farrah's gonna get pregnant. Hopeful, I don't know. Maybe we were
Like,
talking about this like 2 days ago, me and
Mhm.
Gretchen and I,
Yeah.
about how there was a theory or about something that about Sarah J. Maas talking or something about the fact that maybe Ianth was gonna get pregnant, and we were all like, maybe she's going to get pregnant because that's what her goal is. Like she wants to have like this powerful baby or something with the
Mhm.
Kyler, and she intended that with Riz at some point,
Yeah.
from what I discussed.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking that maybe Ian something manipulated this whole situation with Tamlin and took advantage of the fact that he was hurt, that he was doing all these things for Farah and whatnot, and things ended up in bed or whatever they ended up thing. But that could happen. But I feel like Farah is not pregnant with Tamlin. If she ends up with pregnant, obviously it's gonna be reasons. I mean, come on. But
Hello.
I know, but I do not think it's going to be
with
Tamlin's.
Tamlin,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think. And if they try to have like if Tamlin tries to have an intimate moment with Farah, I don't think Farah is going to be like okay with it. I mean, I think by this point we know that Farah is pretty badass,
Yeah, I
and
think with
she's
all
not
her
going.
fucking
She's not.
powers, she'll.
Yeah, she's not gonna let that happen. So yeah, but yeah, just like
And I also think that the way that ACOMAF was set up, while she was with Reese, I think if she was pregnant with Tamlin's baby, we would have found out in ACOMAF because
the
it
time
was
frame.
the time frame was pretty long in ACOMAF,
Yeah.
and the way they spent time with each other, and her in the night court and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know. I want to know more about Ian's and what her objectives are because she is sneaky. She knows what she's doing. Like the whole,
Mhm.
like I love how we see her motives like little by little because because Farah didn't have anyone else to trust with and she talked to Ianth about her family and like her sisters and then we see the plot twist at the end with the sisters being held thanks to Ianth and I'm
Mhm.
just like this bitch but then we also like get a glimpse of when it's the wedding, like and like she knows, EF knows that Farah cannot like tolerate the color red because it reminds you of Amarantha and all of her hair and stuff.
Yeah.
And then this bitch drops red petals on the. I'm just like,
Exactly.
dude, like what the hell? I'm
Yeah.
just like, no, like this woman needs to be slapped. Like what? Like you already you get little snippets of what Ian really is, and you don't want to see that because it's very dwelled on. Like it's just very weaved, and you don't see that. And then when Reason tells Farrah about Ian being in his room and whatnot, I'm just like,
What?
yeah, I was like, wow, okay.
That scene where he's like, when she went to grab a certain area, he was just like, don't. I was dying.
I know, exactly. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, even though Ian wasn't as present, she was present in a
Yeah,
sense
I
because she
understand.
already knew everything. And then we have all of these attacks on like Priestess and stuff, and I'm just like, I feel like she has to do something about this. She has to do, because I'm just like, okay, maybe she just wants to be this whole powerful priestess and just like rule the world and whatnot. I don't know. And I feel like, I mean, we already know that she's working with the king, and I'm just like, okay, she's gonna play a part in this. I hope she dies in the next book, but but that's just me.
I have a feeling a lot of people are going to die in the next book, and I'm not ready for it at all. Like, at all.
I was so scared. I was so scared for Cassian to die at the end. I was like,
I was scared for all of them.
He is
Like,
my
I just
favorite
love
character.
Who, Cassian?
Yeah, I was
Aw.
like so sure he was going to die on the attack scene when he was with Farrah, and I was like, no. And then like with the end when like he was with, I think Azriel or Azriel, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I thought like, oh, he's going to die, and then no, he's okay, it's fine. But I'm not going to be okay if he dies. Like, no.
Okay, so Ross says, how do you guys imagine Reese? He's Matthew Daddario in my mind because of, feelings. And then we have, the priestess reminded me of the ones from Game of Thrones. Yes.
Yes! Oh my god, yes!
That's what I was thinking as well with the priestess. I really thought that Ian looked like Melisandre for a second.
Yes.
But who do I imagine Riz? I imagine Riz as someone who I cannot remember his name, but I send it to Gretchen.
Wait, I got it. I got you right now.
Go, do it.
No, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I remember I send it to her. And
I'm getting the Matthew Daddario vibes, like what Ross is saying. That's
Can you guys see this?
Yeah, that guy. Look,
Wait.
I mean, that's Reese for me. Like,
Yeah. Oh, and then this is her Tamlin. This is
That's
Tamlin.
Oh yeah, I agree with the Tamlin. Yeah. This
is my Reese.
Yeah.
Hello.
But yeah, I cannot remember the name of the Reese, the model. He's like a French model or something, and I cannot remember his name. But I found him, and then the Tamling is the guy. The fan cast for Tamling is the guy from the Selena Gomez. Like, can keep my hands to myself, dude. So yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I was talking to a friend, to Michaela, actually. I was talking to her. I don't know if she's watching. Maybe she fell asleep. I don't know, because she lives in Australia, and it's very early for her. But I remember we were talking about who she wanted to make like a GIF map on Tumblr about like the Akatar and stuff, and she's like, I cannot picture Tamling, I cannot fancast, and I was just looking at the video for some reason, and I'm like, oh my god, that's Tamling! I was like, that's Tamling, and she's like, who? And then she watched the video, and she's like, oh my god, yes! And then I show her Reese, and she's like, oh my god, yes! And then yeah, that's how we fancasted them. But yeah, that's who I fancasted. Okay, so she says, TOA book says, honestly, I pictured Reese as the same as my boyfriend because my other half is tall as fuck with long brown hair and stubble. And then she's like, imagining Reese as my boyfriend makes any rude thoughts about him okay. Okay. So yeah, what else do you want to talk about?
Can we talk about like the possibility of Throne of Glass and what's this series called? Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, that's this series. Like a crossover. Because I was watching Trina from Between Chapters, and she was saying that like Amryn is very similar because we don't know what like she was from. Like she's from a different world, so she's saying that maybe that Amryn is like a Valg or one of those demons from like the Throne of Glass series, and that maybe that way they could like that's how they could like intertwine with the two series. And I really think that that is a possibility because like you know the way like you can open a portal or something.
There were also theories that Aelin, Selena, might be the Mortal Queen, and that's why we haven't seen her. But I don't know.
That would blow my mind.
I know, but it just I don't know.
I need to read Queen of Shadows. I need to read Queen of Shadows.
It's not no spoilers.
I don't care, but I don't care. I need to read. I'm just getting so pumped right now talking about the
because I haven't finished it either yet, so it's not spoilers.
No spoilers.
Wait, are you reading it right now, Kevin?
Yeah, I told you I was.
I hate you. We were supposed to read this together. I hate you. I hate you. And when I see you in Los Angeles, I'm gonna smack you head so hard.
Oh, you guys were supposed to buddy read it?
Yeah, we were supposed to be buddy reading, but apparently he forgot about that. And I'm just like, and I told him right when he started reading it, and he still kept reading it.
Ilse was like to me, yeah, we're supposed to be reading that. And I was like, oh, are we? And I was just like, oh, okay, I'm not going to stop.
And he kept on reading it still, and I'm just shocked.
I was like 30 pages in, and if you know how Queen of Shadow goes, the start, like...
No!
You can't just put it off.
I
completely understand, Kevin. I'm sorry, Ilse, but like, you can't just put it down. Like, I thought it was going to take me a month to read Queen of Shadows, and I read it around the same amount of time that I read ACOMAF, in like 3 days. Can't put it down.
How long did it take me to read ACOMAF?
2 days.
2 days?
Actually, wait. I think it took you 24 hours. I think it did.
Oh, yeah, it did.
It took you 24 hours because you didn't sleep. You only slept an hour.
You did it ridiculously fast. Because you like Snapchat me and I was like waking up and you're like still awake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. Because I was at like a page 30-something or 50-something, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read like 100 pages or something. And I'm reading it, and then when I look at the clock, it's like 3 in the morning. I'm like 400 pages in. I'm like, oh shit, I have to wake up in like an hour. Okay, I remember now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ross says, we know Tamlin, his father, killed Rhee's parents and took their wings, right? Why have we not seen Tamlin's bedroom? Rhee's parents' wings are in his bedroom.
Ooh, plot twist.
That was good. I have not thought about that.
That would be cool to watch. Well, not really. I mean, painful, but you know what I mean. Just like the shock value, it would be like, oh my god. But painful.
Yeah.
You know,
oh my god, what if like Farrah sees that and she like goes apeshit crazy?
Okay, it needs to happen.
Let's start a poll and we'll send it to we'll get a petition. We'll make Sarah include in the book.
Okay, and then CDYFs, have you seen the fan art by Project Now for ACOMAF? Some of the best fun I've ever seen. I've seen some fan art. I have not. I don't. Maybe I've seen some of from Project Now, but I have not. I cannot really distinguish. But I'll go look for it right now.
Is that the one, City of YA, is that the one that Sarah keeps retweeting?
I'm not sure, but I'll look it up.
Because Sarah keeps retweeting like this one person, and I cannot think of them right now.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. It's
you know what I think, was it you that I sent it to?
You sent it to me.
I did, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen some fan art. I think that in some pictures they make Rhys look way too old. Sorry.
Yeah, and some of them they do look at him old, but it doesn't matter.
No.
The fan art is still really, really beautiful though.
Yeah.
regardless if he looks a little older or not. I mean, I do not have that talent, so props to the people that make the fun art, to be honest,
Yeah.
because especially that feed my love for them.
Can we discuss Israel and more? They need to have my Illyrian babies.
I just want an Illyrian Fae person to be mine. Like, I read a post on Tumblr that said something about something like the title was like, "I just want an Illyrian man for me," and then it's like, and then like it says like the pros of being like they're described as this person and this like whoever you get, they're all gorgeous, and I'm like, yeah, it's true, it's true. Even if it's a woman, I wouldn't, I had nothing wrong with that. I'll be totally cool with it, but yeah, I just. Can we talk about Amran, please? Please.
I love her. I feel like we don't see her much, but I love her. I'm like, she's my spirit animal. Because she's such like a loner, and like the fact that like not only her but everybody accepts Farah into the family. Amran is
just like the ending when I think it was her that was like we're at the very end. Yeah, like where is she? It's like she's like, and then when they discuss this whole thing about her being the High Lady, and he's like, and you left her there. She's her High Lady, and I'm just like, oh, Amran. Oh. I think Gretchen could describe my feelings about when I was reading the fact that the king. Okay, I don't want to. Are we going to talk about the ending, or are we going to talk about something else? Because if we are not going to talk about, let's just go straight to the ending thing.
We could talk about it.
Just go with it.
Okay, so we were getting to the part where the whole plot twist happened with the king, and then Tamlin like making a deal with him in order to get Farah back and stuff. And then when Farah's like, you know what, break the bond, and I'm just like, wait, what bond? I'm like, the bargain bond or the mating bond? Like, no. And I remember because I Snapchatted this that while I was reading it, I cried. I was crying.
She has it.
Yeah.
It's real, you guys.
Exactly. I cried. I cried. I was crying. This was me with no sleep at all. Like literally. Like I slept for an hour and a half or something. So I was, all emotional and stuff. But I was so sad about that. And then when it says it's done, and I'm like, wait, what's done? Did it really happen? Did they what? And then Reese is like, no. And I'm just like, no. I'm just like, I cannot really coherently say like what I want to say, but this is just the feels talking. And then when they left, and then she's like, okay, I'll go with Tamlin and so on. Mm-hmm. And then the chapter ended, and then it says reset, and I'm just like, nope. I do not want to read his point of view and how heartbroken he is. Like, I do not want to read that.
She was texting me. She's like, I don't want to read this. I'm like, read it! Read it right now, damn it!
Yeah, because she's like, you're so close to finish it. Just read it. Read it. And I'm like, I don't want to read it. I don't want to read the pain.
I'm like, God damn it, read it now.
Yeah, but right when he was talking and saying how they went to the priestess to the temple and they made the vow, and I'm just like, wait, what? I was like, wait, I was like, wait, what is happening? What is happening? Like, what? And it's like, he's the High Lady of the, and I'm like, oh, that's when everything made more sense.
I feel like Risan was telling us, congratulations, you played yourself. Like,
yeah. Basically, and then when we found out the mating ball cannot be broken, I was like, okay.
I was so I've never had so much relief in my entire life. I was just like, yes.
The fact that Tamlin thinks that kind of bond can be broken is actually, now that I think about it, actually really sad. Like I feel like he loves, I feel like he really loves Farah, but in a very unhealthy way. And I'm just kind of, like I said, this is where my still, not like Teen Tamlin type of thing, but this is where I'm just heartbroken by him, or and just kind of like saying like, dude, I mean, sorry, you messed up,
I
but
was
I mean,
rooting for you.
yeah, like literally, like I was rooting
Yeah.
for you. You were the chosen one for me, and stuff like that, like Star Wars reference. But it's just kind of sad for him to think that in a sense, and also when he found out that they're mates, it was
Mhm.
kind of like, oh, that's so sad. I was like, when I read that, I wasn't like, yes, hurt. I was like, oh, this hurts me for you. But yeah, I mean, it's really sad that he thinks that, and then, but it's really not. It didn't happen. Ha ha ha. But yeah. So it says, Ross asks, was anyone else Team Tamling after Akotar? Yes, I was.
Akatar?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, I was
yes,
Team
that was.
Yeah.
Tamling.
Well, I was Team Tamlin, but like in my heart, I was like Reese. Like I can't. I was really excited for Reese in ACOMAF, but I was Team Tamlin. But I was like, okay, I'm ready for my heart to go to Reese in
I
ACOMAF.
I think if Kevin remembers our live show or the
Mhm.
things that we talked in the live show, I think that when we were talking about Reese, I said that I didn't like. I said that I wouldn't be I said that I wouldn't be mad if things happened with Reese,
Mhm.
but I would be mad if people will justify the things that he had done in Akatar. Obviously, now that I read this
Yeah.
book,
Yeah.
I kind of understand Reese a little bit more. I mean, it doesn't justify the things, but it did it. But at the end, he didn't do it for himself. He
Mhm.
did it for his people, and he
Mhm.
did it for Farah at the end of the day because he knew that he was his mate, and he loved her and whatnot. But that's what I was thinking. Like I didn't hate Riz. I just didn't like him or
Mhm.
wasn't really like in love with him at that time.
Mhm.
Like I was appreciated of him like helping Farah and all that, but I didn't know the extent of why he was helping her. And in the end, he did it out of selfless reasons. Like he wanted to help his people. His people has always been first, and he's always
Yeah.
been second. And now that he has Farah, he has to think about he has like Farah and to think about his people at the same time. And but then it's good and refreshing to know that Farah also understands that part of being the High Lord of the Night Court
Mhm.
and having that big responsibility all rest on Reason. And now that she's a High Lady, she can do something to help him, like take that weight off his shoulder. And that's why she's doing. I mean, I'm pretty sure Reason was not okay with Farah leaving with Tamling, but it needed to be done in order to have an advantage or to help her people now that she's a High Lady of the Night Court, if you know what I mean. So in the end, it's like it said they're equals, they're mates.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. So yeah, yeah,
And even when he knew that like, and this is what I love about Reese, he knew that that was his mate. He never pressured her, and like I
Yeah.
appreciate that so much because he never like controlled her or put like pressure on her like, no, we have to do this, we have to do that, like Tamlin did. And I was just like, he gave her choices, and I love that about Reese because I'm like, okay, that's healthy to me, like in a relationship. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling on now, but
I
yeah,
mean,
Reese is just, I don't know, he's just never. He did it for his people, he did it for her, but he never. I like that he never voiced like, oh, I did this for you. Like it never came off that way.
yeah, just like Tamling.
Mhm.
Sorry. So says says if Sarah's two series were crossed over, I feel like Tamling and Manon would be perfect. Mm, this is me talking Manon Airfire because I have not read Queen of Shadows, but I like Manon alone because just Manon is alone. I like her that way, and Tamling just needs to step off.
I wish you could have read Queen of Shadows. I was gonna say who I would like Manon with, but I'm not.
No! Damn
There
it!
that goes.
Damn it. Okay, well, you can tell me when I read Queen of Shadows.
Yes, I will.
Okay, it
Well,
says...
actually, you'll get it. You'll get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get it right away?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Does Kevin get it now or no?
No.
I'm not feeling anything.
No. No.
Okay, so Rachel asked, did you guys see Reason and Farrah being mates coming, or was it a total shock for you?
Well, I didn't.
It was a shock for me. Mostly because since Reese didn't really make such a huge thing about it, like he didn't really mention it, so I was just like, okay. I mean, I think Tamling and Farrah had a little discussion about it, about the whole her like being a high lady, and he's like, "Oh, we don't have high ladies." Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
excuse me, and I was like, we just have like, a person, kind of like, I was like, oh, okay, and I think they were talking about the whole, being equals and stuff, but I did not think that Reason and her would have been. I mean, I knew there was a connection, but I just didn't figure it out that they were going to be mates, because there wasn't really a big reference to the whole mate thing, as in like Throne of Glass, where they actually discussed the whole mate thing and blah blah blah, but that's just. I mean, even though we kind of see a little bit with Lucian and her mate being killed off, but yeah, that's just me.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Wait, what?
What do you think? Was it a shock to you?
Oh, I was like, I didn't say anything. Yeah, but I didn't see it like coming, because I remember when like it happened, I texted my friend and I was like, wait, what? They're mates? So I was obviously shocked, and yeah, I don't know, I just didn't. I thought they'd end up together, but I didn't think it was gonna be that
deep bond.
or deep, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I also didn't think it was gonna be that deep. I mean, like I said, I knew like they were something good together, but I just didn't feel like that was such a hard connection.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it
But
says.
then, that's why I feel like what I love that there wasn't like insta love.
Yeah.
Like everything just built and transitioned so smoothly between Raysan and Farrah, because she kept saying like this is my friend. I'm in love with my friend, and I was like, oh my god, yeah.
Because I really like that, because like she could have made them get together a lot sooner in the book.
Yeah.
But she like made it like just build, so we were like, come on. And then like when it finally happens, we're just like, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad they're mates. That's all. Did you? Oh my God, Richard, show the picture of the starter pack, of the mate starter pack. I said someone on Tumblr sent this, and I think you've seen it, Kelly, because you follow my Snapchat of the according to Sarah J. Maas mate starter pack. I laughed.
Bond starter pack.
It's hilarious. I was like, yes, I need to apply that to my life if that happens.
I told Dulce, I was like, if you meet a Reese first, can you make sure he has a brother?
Yeah. Okay, so wait, I don't know who to ask first. Okay, Michaela first. Okay, because she's texting me. She's like, do you think all the queens will make it out of the cauldron?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
I think there's only
I'm actually not sure. In this series, anything can happen at this point.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure. It could happen. It couldn't happen. I don't know. But that's just what I'm thinking. Let's see. What do you think of the Amazing Squad? I love it.
Waggles.
I love it. I love the chemistry all of them have. I just love how they are serious. Like they know when to like be like like friendly type of thing, and then when to be serious. And I love that dynamics that they all have with each other. And I love the tension between Moore and Azrael and everyone.
I love how they all take care of each other. Like it's just it's so amazing. Like especially like there was this one scene when Moore goes to the nightmare. Is it the nightmare court?
Yeah, the Nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
where
Nightmare Before,
she's like from and stuff, and like how they're like all watching out for her and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god, I love you guys. Like
Yeah.
they just take care of one another, and like they make sure they're there, like on the, depending on the circumstance and stuff. And it's like, hey, I'm gonna go get blood for Amarin. Here you go. Like
Yeah.
it's just,
I really
love
want to
their
see
dynamic,
more of her.
their
I
dynamic.
really want to see more of
Mhm.
Amber, to be honest. Like, I'm really intrigued by her story
Mhm.
and how she's like the oldest, I think, or something. Like, she's like the oldest from the
Yeah.
squad, and I'm really, really interested in her story. Mostly because she's really quiet and she's kind of like, most like
Loner.
introvert and loner of the group.
Probably a Virgo.
But she's the most powerful though of them. I'm just like, yes. Says Ross, what do you guys have to say about Sarah's writing? I find it so addictive. I really love her writing, to be
Yeah.
honest. I don't think I've struggled a lot with her writing. I feel like it's very easy to like dive into.
I
So
think for me personally, um, her first books, like with Throne of Glass and ACOTAR, I both gave them 4 stars. And I think her writing is really, really good, but it's like when she's building, I think that's what I have a hard time with because I kind of find it slow and boring. But then the rest of her books in the series, like in the Throne of Glass, the second, the third book, and the fourth book, and then the Assassin's Blade, and then ACOMAF, I find them all to be amazing and really addicting.
Yeah.
I mean, I fell in love with the whole world and the characters from the very beginning. Like, I think I gave every single book 5 stars.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just really love the world, like her world building, or how in each book the world just gets bigger and bigger.
Mhm.
Like in
Yeah.
her Air of Fire, the world's just exploded for me, and I'm just like, whoa.
You need to read Queen of Shadows
Oh
because
God, I know I have to read it.
listen, me and my standpoint, it's like when I think about Queen of Shadows and where we're at in Queen of Shadows, and you think about where you were at in Throne of Glass, you're just like, whoa, this is like Spectrum A and like Spectrum Z. Like we got from A to Z and like that. Like the world is like so different.
I know. I'm sorry. I need to read it. I know. But I'll read it. I'll read it though. When I come back from VidCon, I'll read it.
Yeah,
You
when
know
we were
what?
supposed to
Maybe
read it.
I'll buddy read it with you because I want to reread it again.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll reread it.
Read it in July when we were supposed to read it.
I hate you, Kevin. I hate you. What were your favorite scenes? Oh Jesus, where do I begin? You know, the scene where they're like, I cannot remember. They're in the basement, and then things happen, and I'm just like, oh, this was a chapter that I stopped before going to bed. Like it was like the worst chapter to stop at. Like I was just I remembered closing the book and just staring at the ceiling, going like, well, I should be going to sleep right now, but I cannot think of anything else but a ACOMAF right now. But it was a scene where they were talking about how they needed heat and stuff like that, and then we're like in bed together, and then things are happening, and I was just like, wait a minute, is it really happening right now?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that was just I was far gone. I didn't even know what to say.
Just gonna say chapter 54.
What's chapter 54?
Wait, I have the book.
Really, Kevin?
What, like...
When after they have that discussion and he like opens up to her about the
when the whole the her
and then they get paint everywhere. They get
where he eats Farrah out, basically. I mean, I'm gonna say already, we're adults here. I mean, Reese eats out Farrah, and everything was perfect and stuff.
I still have no idea what we were talking about. I was like, what is happening in chapter 54?
That's the pivotal point of everything. That's
Okay.
when the mating bond was made. That's
When-
It
when
was sealed, stamped.
She was like, "You love me."
done. Yeah, that chapter. But I was already like fanning myself with
I
the
know.
whole thing of Reese pleasuring Farah, and I was like,
Oh, I
I-
just thought of a really disgusting.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say, Gretchen. Kevin is really like iffy about those types of scenes. I mean, scenes. Not
I just-
iffy, but just kind of like,
What did you do in that scene, Kevin? Did you just like skim
No,
it?
no, it's not that. No, I read it, like, but it's the part where, like, with the finger, and then like he met her. Ew.
I think me and Gretchen are used to it because we're new adults.
You mean a lot of those
Ew.
so it's like, okay.
Yeah, but Kevin is not used to that, so that was like the first. I mean,
It was my first fantasy novel, I'll tell you that much.
yeah, same. I've read a dystopian new adult, so I know how that kind of weird thing.
Oh, really?
But, yeah,
I've never. You need to recommend that to me.
yeah. But yeah, the whole thing, yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that part.
I love Kevin. I feel so bad for you. Well, I don't feel bad actually, but you know.
No, but it's like really funny because like those scenes, like I was reading them in like the sitting room with my mom and dad, and I was just like, they have no idea
Oh
what
my
I'm reading.
God.
That's me all the time when I'm reading new adult books. Like when I'm like not in my house, when I'm in public or something, and I'm reading, and I'm just like, I'm like, things is happening.
Yeah, that's like me.
Things
Like,
are
when I'm
getting
training on the bus.
steamy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I'm just
When
like,
I'm
things are
training on
getting
the bus, it's
steamy.
like,
Yeah.
like, you see this cover? It's not as sexy as this book.
Exactly. Plus, I read new adult on my Kindle because the covers are just so like out
Those
there.
all covers are like horrendous half the time. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't care about your bare ass. Like, just stop.
I mean, obviously, when you read it, you do care about it, but
But like the covers, like.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, so Rachel asks, Sarah stated that by the end of book, Kalmai has passed. See, I told you.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh.
What is Callan?
It's
Yeah.
the whole magic thing, you know, when Tamling bit Farah in
Oh.
Alcatraz, remember? That scene, that part. I remember Kevin's reaction to that, like, what the fuck? And then Farah's just like, yes! Kevin is not having it. But yeah.
I remember that part in our last live show, that scene. Oh.
So it says that Kalmai happened the night they made it, and you know. Oh. And
Oh, we know.
We know that it happened. We know already. So, see, I told you.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know.
What are we talking? Oh, favorite scenes. I never said mine.
Oh.
Favorite scenes.
Well, those are my favorite scenes. I like the hot, steamy scenes with Reese and because it was a long time coming, okay? The tension was there, the comebacks, the innuendos were there, things happened finally. That's everything. Baxter. I think he agrees with me.
Yeah. I'm
See?
sorry, give me 1 second.
He is agreeing to agree.
He's agreeing with me. He knows what's good for him. I love how you just turned red.
Who did? Me?
Yeah, you did. You're like a tomato.
Yeah, but you know me and my dad. We go red.
I know. I know. I know. So what are our thoughts on that? The Colin May passed. What do you think?
I don't know how to feel. Yeah, I don't know how to feel. Kevin, go.
I still don't even know what Kalamai is.
It's the whole ritual about the magic being like going into like the whole High Lord thing, and you know, I don't know how to say. Don't you know? Do you remember that?
I have the worst memory when it comes to books.
I
at
can
times.
see that. Okay, I'll tell you
Terrible
what.
memories.
I'll tell you what it is. Hold on. Where's the Fire Night? Oh no, that's not it. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, it says it's also called Colin May. It's actually pronounced. It's a spring ceremony held in Perithian, which signals the start of spring. In Fire Night, it's also that various celebrations occur, including lighting bonfire, playing the drums, and the Great Rite. Their crops also depend upon the magic in the Great Rite or Fire Night. On Fire Night, each High Lord must perform the Great Rite where they allow powerful magic to enter their bodies and seize control of them. It will cause them to attempt to find a maiden and release magic that will spread through the lands and allow crops to grow. That was the whole thing that Farah was being, kind of jealous of the fact that Tamlin was gonna like sleep with some other person.
Yeah.
In Akatar.
Yeah.
So
So we want to know what's our thoughts that that's passed.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Who did Tamlin bite?
Is that why Risen went to find Farah at the cabin? Because it was Cullen May and all the magic was being, whatever.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good.
I mean, that explains it why, and
Yeah.
maybe that way, maybe more told him that she was there because of the whole Cullen May thing. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
But then that's gonna make Farah mad if she finds out.
No, I don't think so. I mean, unless Farah wanted him to go find a maiden in some other place. I mean, but it kind of makes sense.
She seemed pretty pleased, so.
Exactly.
She's a high lady now, so there's no going back.
Yeah, no way back. Once you go recent, you can't go back. It says, what do you think about the other shits, Moriel and Nessian? I guess this is.
I think we all shift Moriel.
Yeah.
But I'm not too keen on Nessian.
I read the chapter. I read it. Okay,
what do you think?
Okay, I'm going to tell Kevin. Kevin, you need to read. There's a special edition, or like not a special edition. It's like the Target edition of ACOMAF has like this last like a little extra chapter of Nesta and Cassian. So we read a little bit more like of an interaction with them when Rhys sends Cassian to check up on the sisters to see if any word from the queens. About the king on Hybern and whatever, and so we see a little interaction between them. And honestly, I did not know what I was expecting, but I'm kind of liking it. I like it. The thing is, I like Cassian's head. I like being in his head. So
I think Cassian would be good for Nesta. Just because Nesta's hard-headed and Cassian doesn't take none of that crap. And I don't know, I like their dynamic. And I feel like Cassian knows that is his mate. And I feel like he knew that was his mate when he first sees Nesta because of Moore's reaction.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, Michaela, back to the Colin May thing. It says maybe Tamlin slept with Yant on Colin May. I actually was talking to you. I was talking to Gretchen two nights ago about this because it totally makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm
bring
thinking.
out the conversation.
See, me and Gretchen already. We're getting ready for the live show days before.
We were like like when we were like on FaceTime. Me and Ilse were like, okay, we need to discuss this in the live show, and we need to talk about this.
Yeah, I just had a lot of feelings. But yeah, I think I would, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Ian took advantage of the situation and slept with Tamlin.
Wait, can you see it?
Wait.
Right here, she wrote, I wouldn't be surprised she is the biggest manipulator ever.
Yeah. She is.
Man, I wanted to discuss something and I completely forgot.
I just don't want Nesta and Cassian to be together though, because it's going to annoy me because they're the last two single people, so she's just like putting them together. That's what
not really, because Amryn is single. Amryn doesn't have anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but like,
I don't. I think at first I kind of shipped more in Cation, but then as I was reading more, the fact that they slept together wasn't really out of like attraction and whatnot. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like to help her out.
More spite.
Yeah, it was just to help her out, and I mean, it sounds kind of not bad, but it's kind of like, oh, sure, I'll help out. Like, okay,
Mm.
like lay there or something. I don't
I'm
know.
not a virgin anymore.
Exactly.
Ta-da!
Exactly. So, I don't know. I like it. I like Nesta, and like Russian says, I'm really interested in the whole dynamics of how Cation and Nesta are gonna like do like from the little snippet that I read. I really like the interaction, and Nesta is like not having it. Like she is literally not having Cation shit, and I love that
Yeah.
about her. Like she's not like falling off to his feet and like
Mm-hmm.
being like, oh my god, you're like she noticed that he's gorgeous, and he knows that he's gorgeous. But Nesta is just like, I don't give a fuck if you're gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
no, no,
Get
no,
out of my
no.
face before I smack you. That's messed up. Like,
Exactly. So
I know, but like, and then the fact that like mating is supposed to be so rare. So if Lucian finds his ones that easily, and then
Lucian and Elaine
Cassian,
are more weird to me.
yeah,
then it's
me
like
too.
Cassian and Nesta are mated that quickly as well. Like it's just, I don't know.
I mean, I don't, like we don't know if Cashin and Nesta
Yeah, I know.
are mates, but if they are, like I said, I hope that we get a little bit more interaction between them, or like at least the reason why or how Cation knew that Nesta was his mate. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like not like with Lucian and
Elaine,
Elaine,
where it's
but
like,
he was like my mate, and I was like, wait, what? How did that happen? Like how?
but
Like
but
it's like
then, mhm.
it's like with Reese and Farah. Like we didn't fully understand the whole mating thing, and then as Risen was explaining the whole how he was picturing someone painting and how he would see this person, and then all of a sudden he sees the person. He's like, oh, that's her. That was kind of like how does I mean. It happened years ago, like, and he
Mhm.
didn't even know who the person was. He didn't even know the name of the person. So it was kind of like it was nice to know that even though those persons were destined to be together or like they were supposed to be mates or whatever, that we saw like a little of glimpse of how the process of how everything came to be at the end. Not like with Lucian and this woman, and I was like, okay, well that was weird. Like, how did that
but
happen?
but then again, like Sarah loves to throw curveballs, so it's like right now we're like shipping them together. And then maybe in the third book is like, who knows what the heck can happen at this point? Because Sarah's just like ultimate. She just loves to throw curveballs. Because I was not expecting Lucian and Elaine at all. Like I wanted Lucian with Nesta, and I know like the fandom was all about Lucian and Nesta like being together in the first book, and now it's like, oh, okay, all right, it all makes sense.
Who knows? So Michaela says like I feel like if Cation and Nesta, it won't be like the last two single people because some of them will probably die.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you, Michaela, for bringing that up. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna. I mean, I'm pretty
I
sure
know.
people are gonna die in the third book, but
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Castian, and I'm not gonna be okay.
it says, "What are your theories on Moore's origin?"
Theories on Moore's origin.
Origin, yeah.
I'm gonna be very, very blunt. Um, like I noticed that Sarah didn't really like to go in depth on like Moore's origin and like as to what happened to her. And I honestly think she was just like raped a lot. That's that's what I think, and that's the feeling that I get because of how they're so protective over her, how they keep mentioning like all these bad things happened to her, and I'm like, okay, was she raped? Was she tortured? Was she abused? Like
I feel
she
like she was. I feel like she was very abused. Like
Yeah.
I
like
feel like that.
molested.
Yeah, I feel like she was molested and abused, and I think that's why she did what she did with Cation.
Mhm.
because she's like, you know what, I'm not taking any more of the shit. Like, I need to do something about it. And and it's kind of sad that she thought that that was
Mhm.
the last
The
resort that she
answer.
had to that she had to do in order like to be free or to feel safe
Mhm.
in this sense. And Keisha knew that. Like, Keisha was like, okay, okay, I'll help in any way. Like, he even said like, I wanted to help her, and if that was what she needed, that's what that's what I had to do. And
And
it's pretty sad.
even like Azriel, like I don't was it I think it was a conversation that Farah and Azriel were having. I'm not completely sure, but like it was I think like Farah was pretty much asking him like why haven't you made your move and stuff, and
Mhm.
how Azriel is like he wants to love her from afar, and it's not just because of Cassian, it's because of everything that she went through. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, she has been through all this stuff because he not only respects her, but like I feel like he just also respects her body, and like he doesn't. I guess he feels like maybe he can remind her of that if he wants to go further in a way.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
It does make sense, and I did, and I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more like a development in the relationship.
Mhm.
I'm actually okay with it because more is precious and she needs to be protected and stuff. So we shall see what happens. Sarah's okay. So we have another question, but it's more like a statement. So Sarah said that it would be boring to her if she kept writing Tamlin as a bad guy. So maybe in the third book he may help in some way. Well,
Oh.
I hope he helps in some way, cause man, that guy needs to do something. I don't feel like Tamlin is a bad guy. I feel like he's just
Needs to
being
change.
manipulated. He's being manipulating, and he's just a toy, like a puppet, being like passed around because they know that he's hurt, and they know that he has the love for this girl who is, I don't know. That's how I feel about him.
I feel like because he's so controlling and he always like needs to be in control, and he doesn't pass on like I guess like Reese and his squad. Like Reese has like okay, Moore does this, Cassian does this, Azriel does this. Like Talon doesn't have that, and even though he has Lucian, he even has control over Lucian, and that's why
Mhm.
he made stupid decisions, and he went and did what he did in Highburn because since he needs to be in control the whole time, he doesn't let people like give him advice and stuff. It's like,
Mhm.
no, you're wrong, and that's it. And it's like, I don't think Tamlin is a bad person per se. I think he did asshole things, but he since he needs to be in control, then it gives him like motive to do stupid things.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, he is not thinking straight. I
Hmm.
feel like he's more of a puppet, or more like, because he's being passed around, like first with the Anth, and then with the king, and stuff like that. Because people are just taking advantage of that he's hurt, and that he has this love for this girl, and which is eventually a very powerful girl, and obviously the king can't have that. And who more to have control of her than, like you said, like he's controlling, and he's not gonna have all of that shit than Tamlin. So I don't feel like he's a bad guy at all. I think he's just stupid, but not a bad guy. I mean, this is me trying to find a good thing in Tamlin, because I mean, I still really like him. I mean, not like him, but like I still feel for him. So, but yeah, I'm Team Reset. Just saying.
Yeah,
I mean, I just want people to know that.
I don't even see like Farah ever getting back with Tamlin. Like maybe she'll forgive him for what he did, but I don't think she'll go back with him. Like like hey, you still did stupid stuff, but I'm still gonna stick with my man Reese. See ya.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it says, do you think Lucian could join the Night Court squad, as he's now aware of Fair's motives and can really do anything about it?
I think he can just because of Elaine, and that's where Elaine is right now.
Hmm.
Um,
Probably.
but then like we stated like earlier, I think him and Farah are gonna team up and do stuff against Tamlin. And I hope that Lucian gets Autumn Court back. I hope that. Like, I would like that. Like, I would like him to be High Lord of the Autumn Court, and Farah be his.
Lucian
mate,
deserves that.
High
Lucian
Lady.
really does deserve that, to
Mhm.
be honest, after the shit that Tamlin's putting him up to. But yeah, that's just me. What else do we discuss, or are we done discussing this? Or does anybody else have a question that we have not discussed or something specifically? But I think we really talked about a lot. And
Yeah.
it's been more than an hour, so I think I
Yeah.
think we really went on with this discussion. What else do I really want to discuss?
Who thinks Reese is a feminist?
Ooh, I do.
I think he's a feminist. Can we discuss how he gave Farah the choice of? Oh, wait, the bone carver. The bone carver. We need to discuss the bone carver. There is a theory that the bone
yeah,
carver might be Reese's and Farah's child in the future, and that's what Farah saw. What do people think?
No, when you said that to me when that he appeared to Reese a certain
Mhm.
way and it appeared to Farah in a
Yeah.
certain way. And then you told me that, and I was like, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It could be, right? I'm not shutting that theory out. It could be.
Because the way that the bone carver was described when Pharaoh saw him had very similar attributes to
Reese.
Reese and Farah's love baby.
Yeah, it did. Kevin's just like, I'm just going with it. I think it could happen.
Pretty, yeah.
There's all Michaela's asking, what about Tarquin? Tarquin? I
He's
cannot.
Tarquin.
The guy that gave Farah the necklace, the onyx necklace. They stole the book, one half of the book from him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the summer.
Yeah, the summer court.
Court.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be relevant in the next book.
I
feel
maybe because they pretty much cut off all ties with the summer court when the summer court has sent them what was it? Has sent them something stating like, this is it, like everything is off. So
I don't know. I liked him. He was a good champ.
yeah.
I mean, it's sad to say this, but I really like the fact that Farrah was using him as a jealous device for Reese, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just really love that. It says, what do you want to see in the next book? Okay, Gretchen, go.
Oh my god.
Bullet form, go.
I can't wait. Skip me.
Okay, Kevin, what do you want to see in the next book?
Okay, I want to see more badass Farah.
Uh-huh.
I want to see Lucian becoming like who we saw in ACOTAR and like not the way he is now.
Mhm.
I want just badass action-packed shit going down.
Mhm.
And I hate to say it, but I don't want to say it, but I want someone to die. But I'm so bad. Why do I want someone to die? But I just feel like a conclusion of a book has to have a major death. I don't know why I'm saying that because I'm going to regret it, but I need it.
Okay. Do you know Gretchen or no?
Yes. Okay,
go.
So I want to see what Farah's gonna do now that she is in Tamlin's house. I want to see what happens with Iante. I want to see more Nesta and Elaine's story. I want to see Lucian and Elaine's dynamic, and I want to see the squad F shit up. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what I want to see. Okay. I honestly want to be Tamlin's head for a little bit to know what he's thinking, to be honest. Like,
That'd be pretty cool.
I
We
want to
need
know.
closure.
I need closure. I need closure. Like well, it's not like closure. I just really want to know what he's thinking, cause man, he's
You
not
just want to
thinking
check
at
up on
all.
him.
I want to check up on him. Just like he did to check up on Farah, but I mean, I just want to check up on him.
Sarah, give her the redemption arc.
Please, please. I want to be in Tamling's head. I want to, like Gretchen said, I want to know. I actually want a battle or something between Farah and Yanth. I want that to go down. Like I need it
So
to go down.
awesome.
I also need Lucian and Farah dynamic a little bit more.
Hmm.
I want more Amrin. I want more. I want more of the squad in general too. I also want more Reese and Farah together. What else do I want? I don't know what else I want. I want more of the queens. I want to know what the hell with the queens. And I want the father. I want the father to
Yeah, I was gonna say
appear.
that
I want the
too.
father to appear and to see what happens. And I don't know what else I want. I just want everybody to be happy. And maybe a death, but not a major one. Maybe just like a secondary.
Or maybe there won't be a death. Maybe like Amren's just gonna go back to her place, to her home. And maybe that won't be a death, but she'll be like, okay, goodbye guys, I loved you, but I'm gonna go back home now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
probably
I
what
want to
happened.
know. I want to know if they're gonna bring back the two dudes that are in the special island or special land, and they're living their life. I cannot remember their names.
I
Uh,
know what you're talking about.
huh?
I know who you're talking about. I just can't
Yeah,
think.
but I cannot. It's like,
It's the
I
girl and
can.
the guy.
Yeah, the girl and the guy that they betrayed this guy, Jarkin. I cannot pronounce his name.
Oh, I know Jurian's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jurians
oh my
and the other.
god,
Yeah, I
that
wanna.
story. We need to see more of that story.
Yeah,
Let
that's what
me see if they're
that's.
alive.
Yeah, I wanna know. I wanna see if they come back for some reason or if they're just gonna be like there. I wanna know more. I'm intrigued by that. I was really
Yes.
intrigued by that.
Yeah.
What else? I think that's it. And it says, "What do you think about the Weaver scene?" This is the. I don't know what I think about the Weaver scene. Thought it was creepy.
The
I thought it was
Weaver.
very intense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
creepy, intense, and awkward at the same time. Sarah said that Tarquin will be back next book, and we will see some other courts too. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because we still don't know a lot of the other courts, so I really want to know.
Yeah, we really don't.
So that will be exciting.
But I feel like we have so many unanswered questions, and I'm like, okay, so ACOTAR is only going to be a trilogy. So does that mean that the next book is going to be like 1,000 pages?
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Either.
I'll read it. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? We're just that's- Okay, so
Everything is just getting started.
exactly, the shit's just about to go down.
I know.
So does anybody else have anything else to add? Because I think we pretty much covered a lot of things.
I wonder what's going to happen with Jurian now that we know he's alive. That's
Yeah,
like.
I feel like he's going to find the other two people or something. Something's gonna happen. I don't know, but we shall see. So if no one else has another question or nothing else to discuss, I think we are kind of done with the discussion.
Yeah.
This is awkward closing. Kevin knows this. Oh, no, we're announcing our next book or the June book of the month.
I don't have it. Please
I
say
have
it.
it. I
Okay.
have it. And that is The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Hadier. This is the second book in the Wrath of the Dawn duology, I think it is.
Yeah.
This is a duology. I actually found that out a few weeks ago. It's a duology. I have not read it. Kevin gave me an excuse to read it. So, yes, finally. We also read this, I think we read this book last year in July, I think. So it's perfect timing. Perfect timing. Perfect time to read this. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching the live show. Everybody who participated in the discussions, and Michaela and Ross and City of YA Books and everybody, really. Thank you. And Gretchen for being on the live show, because
Thank you for having me.
you're welcome. I had to invite her because I knew you had a lot of feelings, and this was
Yes.
just the perfect excuse to just talk about everything.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for watching, and I guess we'll see you guys in another, or next month actually.
Next month, yeah.
So maybe Gretchen can join us if she reads the
I have to read the first book, so.
I know. Maybe she still has time. It's okay. We shall see what happens. So okay, this is awkward, Kevin. Do we go and say 1, 2, 3, or yeah? Okay.
Yeah. No.
Baxter is gonna say bye too. Okay. So 1. I count of 3. I'm gonna log off. Okay, and we say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye.